Hi. Here we have to figure out the area of the region satisfying these inequalities. So we have this, this and this. So we'll have to draw a graph basically for this whole thing. So first inequality is y is greater than or equal to 0, right? So that means we have to only consider the first and the second quadrant. The third and the fourth quadrant are out of scope because of this. Next, y is less than or equal to 1. So let's say this is the point where y is 1. So y equal to 1. Let's first check for equality. If y is equal to 1, we get this line. Okay. So y less than 1 is basically the region beneath this line, under this line. Okay. So we want y greater than 0, that means above x-axis, and y less than 1, that is below this axis. So the region is basically this. This is the region under consideration based on these two inequalities. Okay? Fine. And now after this, let's consider this part as well. So we have mod x minus y is less than equal to 1. Since it is mod, we'll have to make two cases. First case, when x is greater than equal to 0. And second case, when x is less than 0. When x is greater than 0, mod of x will be x. Let's just check for equality first. So mod x will be x minus y is equal to 1. So what is the graph of x minus y equals to 1? The graph of x minus y is equal to 1 will be when x is 0, y is minus 1. And when y is 0, x is 1. And since we have to consider only x greater than 0, so the graph of this function will be drawn only to the right of y-axis. This is the region where x is greater than 0. So this is effectively a straight line, right? Linear equation. And these are the 2 points on the straight line. So straight line can be formed by simply joining these 2 points. So this is the graph for x minus y is equal to 1. But what we want is x minus y to be less than 1. So x minus y less than 1 is going to be basically the region above this line or to the left of this line. So this x minus y less than 1 is effectively this whole area. Okay. Next is if x is less than 0, mod of x will be minus x. So we'll have minus x minus y. Let's first solve for equality. So minus x minus y is 1. That means x plus y is equal to minus 1. Now if x plus y is equal to minus 1, since x is less than 0, now we will be considering only this region to the left of y-axis. This is the region where x is negative. And here, if you draw x plus y is minus 1. So when x is 0, y is minus 1. And when y is 0, x is minus 1. So these are the 2 points and this is going to be a straight line. So this is going to be a straight line like this. Okay. This is minus 1 comma 0 and this point is 1 comma 0 and this point here is 0 comma minus 1. Now this was for equality, but the inequality was mod x minus y should be less than or equal to 1. So originally we had minus x minus y should be less than or equal to 1. This is what we had, right? So that means x plus y should be greater than or equal to minus 1. Now x plus y greater than equal to minus 1 is basically the region to the right of this line. Okay? This is the region that we need to consider. And now let us consider all these inequalities at the same time. So these two together say that y should be greater than 0 but less than 0. So we need to consider only the region between these two lines. Okay, this whole thing. And this part says that the region should be to the left of this line and to the right of this line. So the region to the left of this line and right of this line and between these two lines is effectively this whole region. This is the region in white which is between these two lines and between these two horizontal lines. So if you look at it, this whole figure, this is the figure that we have. We have to figure out the area of this green part. The figure enclosed is the green outlines. Now if you see, this line is parallel to this line, so this is effectively a trapezium, right? And this height of the trapezium is 1 unit. This is y equals to 1 line, right? So the height is 1 unit. So the area of trapezium, this is what we need to calculate effectively. Area of trapezium is half of height into sum of the two parallel sides. Now what is the length of this side? The length of this side is, this is 1 unit and this is 1 unit. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So the smaller parallel side is 2. What about the bigger parallel side? Let's try to calculate. So we have this line is represented by x minus y is 1. So this is the point where y is 1. So for this line, if y is 1, what is the value of x? If y is 1, we have x minus 1 is 1. So x comes out to be 2. And similarly, if you put y equals to 1 here, x comes out to be minus 2. So these 2 points are minus 2 comma 1 and 2 comma 1. So this distance is 2 units and this distance is also 2 units. So the bigger parallel side of the trapezium is effectively 4 units. So area of this trapezium, this whole trapezium, is half of height into sum of the two parallel sides, which comes out to be half of 1 into 6. So 6 by 2 is 3 square units. So area of the region bounded by all these inequalities is 3 square units. So the answer here is 3. Thank you.